Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and it is your favorite time of the week where we review what has happened in the dev world for the blockchain developers over the last week. I'm your host, George, and without any further ado, let's get started with some news from Solidity, from Truffle. Of course, there are some new tools and libraries for you to look at, some new infrastructure, and of course, there is a very cool concept tutorial that I would like to share with you. So yeah, let's get straight dive into a new version of Solidity. So last week, the team of Solidity actually treated us to a new version 0.5.5. Actually, the week before, and last week they have again treated us with new version 0.5.6, which is not as exciting as the previous one because it's just pretty much a bug fix version. There was a problem with the optimizer where pretty much in some cases with some opcodes it was resulting in an overflow. So the Solidity team has urged us to upgrade as fast as possible to 0.5.6, although there is like nothing to suggest that there have been any contracts that have been exposed to this problem of the optimizer. However, please go ahead and switch to 0.5.6, and of course there are again some improvements in this version into the SMT checker and into the ABI encoder version 2. And yeah, this is about Solidity, and the all-time MVPs of this show, Truffle, have again released a new version, 5.0.8, and very interesting thing inside. Mostly are bug fixes, but very important of this bug fixing is something that enables you to straight away dive into unit testing of Viper smart contract, something that has been a problematic behavior. It required compilation before that. Now you can straight dive into your unit testing with Truffle when you have Viper smart contracts. So good job to Truffle for their continuation of their work and about their work rate. And this was in terms of the libraries and languages updates. However, there are new things, primarily coming from ETH Paris. And there has been a new library or a tool actually called TxFlow, and it allows you to trace your transaction flow inside and between your constructs. It's a tool that actually won some awards at ETH Paris, and it's developed by the awesome team of Tenderly. Pretty much TxFlow allows you to input your transaction hash, and you're able to go through the flow of the internal transactions of this transaction that you are looking into. You're able to like look through the flow, jump between the different contracts, between the different methods and different lines that are being executed inside the smart contract, and even between the different smart contracts that are there. So this is an awesome tool that is going to enable developers to understand much better what is going on, especially in complex multi-smart contract system. Think about makers, the system. There are like, I don't know, maybe 50 different contracts. It's very hard to keep trace and all the internal transactions, and tool like this is going to enable this to be like a much easier process. So looking forward to integrate this into the existing tools, and great job to the team of Tenderly. And maybe one drawback is that, as far as I have understood, this works only when you modify your own get and when you're working with your own modified get. So hopefully this is going to be soon working with general release get, parity, why not ganache. And as we're talking about get and parity and nodes, there is actually a new player in the infrastructure as a service space for Ethereum. It's a company called NodeSmith, and they are going to be competing with Infura. Uh, Pretty much, they have released their beta version of their team with of that tool with support for um, different Ethereum nets like Robston, Rinkenby, Kovan, Gorley. Very shortly, they're expecting to be able to support mainnet 2, which would be a huge milestone that's there. Of course, as expected, NodeSmith pretty much allows you to register there, get an API key, and just throw JSON RPC calls and transactions towards them. In addition, a very cool thing that they have implemented is a feature that is allowing you to cache events, and they're pretty much caching events so that the retrieval of events gets faster. I have seen multiple projects that have been forced to implement this themselves or require like some custom solution by themselves. So with NodeSmith, you'll be able to do this pretty much by yourself. And another exciting claim that they make is that their architecture is pretty agnostic to which cloud provider are you serving is serving your nodes. So you won't be having being constrained to a single cloud provider. And in terms of things that are planning to get, well, they're planning to have webhooks, they're planning to have IPFS nodes, and they're planning to have hosted side chains at bridges. So exciting project that is going on there, exciting product, and I'll be keeping an eye on NodeSmith. And pretty much these were the tools and libraries that I made notes of. And but there is one interesting tutorial or article. It's somewhere between. It's pretty much something that allows you to. It gives you a concept of how you can implement, how can you architecture trustless non-custodial exchanges. And in this blog post by enuma.io, they have pretty much outlined a version of exchange that I have created, the concept of exchange that I have created that is both trustless, non-custodial, but not fully decentralized. And pretty much this is because of the trade-offs that they want to have, like performance and still security of the system. Well, pretty much what they have there is a layer 2 solution looking very similar to Plasma, so it's a Plasma-like solution, and it allows a single operator or to be maintaining the balances and transactions into this exchange. However, it requires the client to come up live once a day in order to be able to verify that the operator is not lying, is not cheating, and to be eventually able to either withdraw their money and or pretty much raise disputes that are there. So we have like these trade-offs between security, performance, and requirement to be live at least once a day. Of course, there is going to be like services that are going to be um, like representing yourself and being live instead of you and your clients. So very interesting architecture. Take a look at the tutorial and the blog post that is there. The link is going to be as usual into the description. And this is pretty much everything that I wanted to share with you for this not that eventful week. As usual, don't forget to follow me at Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and our videos. Don't forget to leave your comments and questions and things that you want me to change. And of course, don't forget to keep building. And that's all from me. See you soon. Bye.